All right, welcome everybody to the Best Damn Baseball Show here on Best Damn Sports. I'm Ash, your host today, and these are going to be your games for Major League Baseball on Sunday, June the 8th. Going to run down through the entire slate of games for you, just give you kind of the starting times and the pitchers that are expected to start each game. First up, we've got Miami going into Tampa at 12:10, and all times will be listed as Eastern time. That way, not to confuse anybody, and you can do the math depending on what time zone you're in. But starting for Miami will be Anthony Veneziano, who's been kind of actually not as good as his ERA states, as he's outperformed that. His xERA this year so far is 5.75, so his expected stats are much worse than his actual stats so far. Take that for what it's worth. And he'll be pitching against Drew Rasmussen for the Tampa Rays. Rasmussen's been dominant this year with just a 2.14 ERA. Tampa's currently in a wild card spot. However, Miami beat them 11-10 yesterday. Interesting in the game, Nick Fortes was trying to throw a warm up pitch or warm up throw down to second base after Ryan Weathers did his warm up toss to the plate, and catcher Nick Fortes throwing that ball down to second crushed Ryan Weathers in the head. Pictures of it and videos of it all over social media, so go find it. It was definitely hilarious. Also at 105 tomorrow will be San Diego at Milwaukee. That game is the game on Roku tomorrow. The Roku gets that at weekly game of the week, basically, for Sunday afternoon. On the mound for San Diego will be Ryan Bergert versus Freddie Peralta for Milwaukee. Bergert, this will actually be just his second start in his career. The rookie started, his last start was 5 innings pitched and gave up just 2 runs, so it was really effective for Bergert in his first career start. He has 5 career appearances now on the season for San Diego. The Brewers won yesterday 4-3 as Caleb Durbin hit a walk-off homer for the Brewers, which was really cool to see for him. And the Brewers will look to try and capitalize on that and gain some momentum going into Sunday. Wrapping up, or not wrapping up, but moving along to Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. My goodness, this is the pitching matchup that you dream of. At 135, you'll have Christopher Sanchez going against Paul Skeens. This will be on Major League Baseball Network, so a great opportunity for everybody to see them. Christopher Sanchez has 10.14 K per 9 on the season, so he's striking out a ton of batters. And of course, everybody knows Paul Skeens. 2.05 ERA on the season. The Pirates are actually playing better right now. They're trying to complete the sweep against Pittsburgh, or excuse me, against Philadelphia, and the Pirates are 6-4 in their last 10. And so definitely the Pirates are playing a little bit better than they had been, and looking to keep that moving. Texas is at Washington tomorrow at 1:35. This is going to be a bullpen game for Texas. Jacob Latz will be the starter, but it will be a bullpen game for Texas. Trevor Williams, the starter for Washington. The Rangers had an absolutely dominant performance from Jacob deGrom yesterday and won 5-0 behind that. Arizona will be traveling to Great American Small Park and facing the Cincinnati Reds at 1:40. Zach Gallen versus Brady Singer will be the matchup. Gallen is actually trying to keep some momentum going as he's having a career worst season so far, an ERA way over 5 right now. But last outing, he went 7 innings pitched and only gave up 1 run. So that is something he's definitely trying to keep going, and hopefully he can get the ship righted and continue that momentum from his last start. Christian Encarnacion Strand hit a home run in his last 2 games. So it'll be interesting to watch to see if he can keep performing at that rate. The young player definitely showing some power in the last couple of games. The Chicago Cubs will be playing against Detroit at 1:40. And my goodness, this is a battle of heavyweights. Both of those teams leading their division and among the best teams in all of baseball. You've got Cade Horton, the exciting rookie for the Cubs, going against Jack Flaherty, who is absolutely an ace for Detroit. Granted, nobody's going to outdo Tariq Skubal, but Jack Flaherty with 10.47 K per 9 on the season is just striking out a ton of batters, low ERA on the year as well. So Detroit is absolutely dominant this year, but the Cubs no slouches themselves. PCA going to try to get another home run himself for the Cubs, I'm sure. Houston playing at Cleveland at 1:40. This game will also be on MLB Network. following that earlier game with the Phillies and the Pirates. This game is interesting because Cleveland has now lost 3 in a row, and they're trying to snap that skid. You got Brandon Walter on the hill for Houston versus Tanner Bybee, so it's kind of a mismatch there, as you've got one of the better pitchers in baseball with Tanner Bybee facing off against a inexperienced guy in Brandon Walter. Houston has won 3 in a row to take the lead in the AL West after the Mariners have stumbled a little bit. Yesterday, Houston got an absolutely dominant performance from Hunter Brown as he struck out 9 batters in 5 1/3. Moving along, you've got Kansas City at the Chicago White Sox at 2:10. Michael Lorenzen on the hill for the Royals versus Mike Vassell for the White Sox. Vassell is actually going to be used as an opener for them. Vassell has been a really surprising, in a good way, pitcher for the White Sox out of the bullpen. The young rookie has a very low ERA and has pitched very well for the White Sox. Tim Elko hit a home run for the White Sox yesterday, powering them ahead to a 4-1 victory over the Royals. Moving along, you've got Toronto at Minnesota at 2:10 tomorrow. Minnesota has now won 3 in a row. The pitching matchup will be Bowden Francis versus Joe Ryan. It's been a disaster of a season for Bowden Francis with a 5.84 ERA after many experts were pegging him to be a breakout candidate as far as young pitchers is concerned. The Dodgers tomorrow will be facing the St. Louis Cardinals, today, Sunday. The Dodgers at the Cardinals at 2:15, a pitching matchup of Clayton Kershaw versus Michael McGreevy. Kershaw is really struggling, not striking anybody out and not really fooling anybody so far on the season. Hopefully he can get it turned around, but he's definitely showing signs of age at 37 years old. The Dodgers are also skidding as a whole, as they've only won 4 of their last 10 games. Which is not Dodgers-like after having faced the Mets in the previous series. Speaking of the Mets, you've got them at Colorado tomorrow or Sunday at 3:10. Tyler McGill versus Chase Dollander. That'll be really exciting to see Dollander, the exciting rookie out of LSU, trying to have a good performance against the Mets, facing a really intimidating lineup. Speaking of which, on Saturday, the Mets got home runs from Ronnie Mauricio and Jeff McNeil. Good to see Mauricio hitting a home run after coming back from that knee operation after injuring that. The Mets won 8-1 on Saturday. The Atlanta Braves, another AL or NL East team, are at San Francisco at 4:05. The pitching matchup is Spencer Strider versus Landon Roop. You would think if I asked you earlier in the offseason which pitcher is having a better year, you would have thought Spencer Strider by far. No, it's been the opposite. Landon Roop having a very solid season. Spencer Strider returning from arm surgery or elbow surgery in the last fall, last summer. But Spencer Strider just returning from surgery. Hopefully he can get into form soon. Atlanta has lost 6 games in a row. So Atlanta is tumbling fast and is closer to last place, only 2.5 games up on the Marlins, whereas conversely, they are 3 games behind third place in the NL East. So Atlanta definitely has to get it turned around. Then you've got Baltimore at the Athletics at 4:05. Shigano for the Orioles will be on the hill. He's had a really good season thus far. The Athletics pitcher has not been announced yet, so unsure who that's going to be. Baltimore has now won 7 of their last 10 games, so they are starting to show signs of life, and that is definitely going to be something that the other AL East squads are going to be watching out for, as nobody else on those other teams wants to see Baltimore rise after many expected them to be in contention to win the division this year. Home runs yesterday from Ramon Laureano and Colton Cowser to win yesterday 7-4 over the A's. Seattle is going to be at Los Angeles at 4:07. You've got ace George Kirby on the hill for Seattle versus Tyler Anderson, a matchup that the Mariners fans are definitely going to be excited about because they need the ace to be dominant on Sunday and win that game for the Mariners, who have lost 5 in a row and are 2-8 in their last 10, ceding first place to Houston, which, Seattle definitely has to get it going because they were right there in first place just a few days ago. Boston at New York for the Sunday night game of the week on ESPN at 7 o'clock. You've got Hunter Dobbins versus Carlos Rodon. This is actually a really good pitching matchup. Hunter Dobbins has been a rookie that's come up and pitched very well for the Red Sox. Just a FIP of 3.39, fielding independent pitching. If you're not familiar, go check it out. It's a good stat. Carlos Rodon obviously been really dominant this year, and most of the time is whenever he's been healthy in his career. But Carlos Rodon striking out 11 batters per 9 innings. That's a dominant performance on the season from Carlos Rodon. So this should be a really fun pitching matchup, and looking forward to seeing that. But that's the preview of the games on Sunday, June the 8th for Major League Baseball. Check them out and check us out every day as we give you the rundown of all the day's games. Thank you and good night.